guys, Preacher 357 here. It's a little bit warm out here today because it is July the 4th, also known as Independence Day here in the United States. And so I thought I would do some celebrating the way that you should celebrate July the 4th, the Independence Day, and that is with shooting guns. I can't think of a better way to pay tribute to the day we won our independence than to shoot guns, because that's how we won our independence. Citizens took their privately owned firearms and took up arms against the most powerful government at that time, the most powerful military at that time, the British military. And they won independence. And so I'm going to celebrate the right way. And I'm going to do it with some American cartridges, specifically the 45 ACP or the 45 Auto. Some people say you shouldn't call it ACP unless it's a Colt pistol, but I don't get involved in all of those debates. They're meaningless to me. Call it what you want. Well, I know what you're talking about either way. 45 ACP, 45 Auto, and then also 357 Magnum. When I think of the two greatest American cartridges, those are the two that I generally think of as being the two best, the two greatest. Now you could pick some others, 45 Colt, obviously, it would be a classic American cartridge. 38 Special, which the 357 Magnum was derived from, obviously is a great American cartridge, and you can shoot it through your 357 Magnum revolver. I'm not going to today. All I'm going to shoot is 357 today. But there's other options. 10 millimeter, I think, is even an American cartridge. Even though it's in millimeters, I believe it was designed in America. Could be wrong. Probably need to look that up. But I know 40 Smith & Wesson was, which was developed from the 10 millimeter. And there was a time it probably would have been considered one of the top American cartridges, but it sort of fell out of favor. Not that there's anything wrong with that cartridge. It worked for years, and it still will work today. It's a little more powerful than 9 millimeter, and but it doesn't give you, quite as much capacity. And they say the difference in power doesn't make that much difference, and the capacity is more important than I'm not going to get into all that. If you like the 40, you shoot the 40, carry the 40. If you like the 9 millimeter, shoot the 9 millimeter, carry the 9 millimeter. But we're not going to be shooting any of that 9 millimeter today. You know why? Because 9 millimeter is a German cartridge. It's European. It's not American. And I have to shoot a lot of 9 millimeter these days, because that's the most popular cartridge in the world pretty much right now in the United States. And all the new guns that come out that people want to see reviewed are in 9 millimeter, it seems like. So I have to shoot 9 millimeter a lot. Don't hate 9 millimeter. Don't have any problem with 9 millimeter. Carry 9 millimeter some. Good cartridge. But it's not American. So we're not going to use it today to celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day. We're going to stick with what I would consider my two favorite American cartridges, 45 Auto and 357 Magnum. If you didn't notice the name of the channel, Preacher 357, I like 357s. Love revolvers. The other thing is, these four guns that I have out here today to shoot these cartridges with are guns that I love, but have not shot in a very long time. In fact, I've not shot any of these guns since the last video I did with these guns. And that's something of a shame. And I've spoken with other content creators, other YouTube guys, that say the same thing. There's lots of guns that they love, but because they're making videos all the time, and all of their shooting is basically geared toward making the videos and the reviews, a lot of the guns they really love, they never shoot, because they're always shooting something new. And that's what's happened to me as well. I used to shoot just for the love of shooting, and there were certain guns I wanted to shoot all the time. And I just don't get to anymore, and it's kind of the downside of making videos. But the upside is I have a good excuse to shoot a lot. Like I needed an excuse anyway, but I got to tell my wife something. So, but just the same, I'm going to shoot four guns today. My Colt Concealed Carry Officer, CCO. I think it was manufactured in 1998, I believe. I've got that out here. It's a small 1911 commander size slide with an officer size grip. I've also got my Springfield Garrison, a gun that I like a lot, really do. It's a budget-priced 1911 that's not really budget-made. It's forged steel. I mean, it seems to be well-made. The one I've got at least is. And the other one I had in 9mm, which I didn't keep, was a pretty good gun too. And I really like the Garrison, and I hadn't got to shoot it much either. But that's also an American-made gun. That Colt was made in America. And the Springfield is made in America. Now, if you have the Springfield polymer guns, like the Echelon or any of their guns, the XD series, any of those are not American. Hate to tell you. It sounds American being from Springfield, but they actually import those from Croatia. So if you've got one of those, it's not American. That doesn't mean it's a bad gun. That doesn't mean I'm putting it down or telling you shouldn't have it. But it's not an American-made firearm. But they're 1911s, and they're guns of that sort, that are marketed, are actually made in Illinois. Made in their factory here in the U.S. So I've got those two 1911s, which will be shooting 45. 45 auto specifically. And then I've got two revolvers. My Colt Python, the new model, the 2020 model, I have not shot that gun in over 2 years. And that's a nice gun. So I've got it out here to enjoy it. And I almost brought out my 686 Plus. Probably my favorite revolver. I hadn't shot that gun in forever. But I changed my mind, and I brought out my Model 19 Smith & Wesson instead. A K-frame, slightly smaller. A little smaller than the Python, but with a 6-inch barrel. So I've got it out here because I hadn't shot it in a while either. Really nice gun. And those are the 4 guns I'm going to shoot: 2 45s and 2 357s. And before we do that, if you would check out the description, there's a link there for Weatherbeard Supply Company, beard care products. And that's what I use. That's what I put on my beard. And as I was told by the stylist, because I go to a stylist, not a barber, I was told that my beard was quite healthy. And I told her what I was using. But she was quite impressed with the condition of my beard, because a lot of men don't take care of their beards. And they get dry, and it's just a sad thing to see. So if you got a beard and you want to take care of it, and you want to smell good, then I would recommend Weatherbeard. It's manufactured here in West Tennessee. They're a local company, and I've been using them about a year. I saw them at the Reelfoot Arts and Crafts Fair. They had a booth there. I got to talk with the people, and I really enjoy their products. I use the Orchard Breeze. That's 1 cent, and the other is Rustic Ridge. I love those 2 cents. So if you're wanting to try one out and you don't know which one smells good, I would recommend those two. I think if you're a real man, you're going to like those 2 cents. So you can click on the link that I've got in my description, and you'll get 10% off. Or if you go another way, you can put in the code PREACHER357 at checkout and get 10% off, and then I'll get a percentage of the proceeds to help me buy guns and ammo. There's also a link there for the TFA, the Tennessee Firearms Association. If you live in this great state of Tennessee like I do, I would urge you to join up and get involved on the state level. We're still fighting to get a lot more of our rights put back into place. There are still some laws on the books that are direct infringements and that are anti-constitutional. They're not just unconstitutional, they're anti-constitution. They go against everything the Constitution stands for. And so if you live in this great state of Tennessee, please click on the link, join up. I don't get anything from that, no kickbacks. I give them money, they don't give me money. I support them because I believe in what they're doing. And also there's a link there for the GOA, the Gun Owners of America. And you'll get a 10%, was it a 10% discount? I can't remember what discount they give you there. I think it's $5 off. That's what it was. $5 off a membership there if you use my link. But I don't care if you use my link or not. I don't get any money back from them either. So I don't care how you get to their website. I don't care how you join up. If you mail in something, I don't care. But join up with the GOA as well. They could use all the membership they can get because they need to be the big dog. They need to be the one that everybody looks to, not the NRA, in my opinion. Now, I'm a life member of the NRA, but that's how I feel. So they've let us down. I'd like to see that change in the future, but they're still not where they need to be. We'll put it that way. So if you go to the description, You'll see those links. You can click on those. And why don't we get over here and have a little fun, celebrate Independence Day with a little bit of shooting of some American cartridges. All right, here we go. Now, you may hear some people shooting fireworks in the background. I heard a little bit a minute ago. It's still not dark yet, so they're probably not going to do too much of that, but the Lord, I think, is wanting to do some fireworks too. You may hear some thunder. So we may get a little thunder and lightning here in a minute and get a real good show. I'm going to start out with the concealed carry officer, just because. Of all these guns, it's probably my least favorite. It's one I do like, though. It's just a little harder to shoot because of the officer size grip. But let's just start over here, do a little bit of shooting, have a little fun. Big old 45. There we go. Well, they were going a little high, so I tried to bring it down and missing everything. Shoot one more. Why don't we go to the Springfield instead? See if maybe I can hit a little bit better with it. There we go. There we go. I don't carry a 1911. And one of the reasons, well, mostly because it's heavy, but I've carried them on occasion, but they tend to be a little finicky sometimes. We'll try to hit this little one more time. There we go. Like a 35. You see it dancing out there. 9mm will not do that. It absolutely will not do that. It does not have the power to knock that around like that. It's always enjoyable to see them dance. There you got a line of sight. This is an absolutely excellent shooter. This Springfield Garrison is a great shooter. Of course, 1911s tend to be, but that one really is. All right, what about some 357? Let's see if 357 will knock that around. Now, 357 has more power than a 45. It's got more energy, more muzzle energy. It's got more velocity, but it doesn't have the weight. I think this one is loaded with 125 grain, I think. These are actually hollow points that I've got in here. Let me see if I can remember what they are. 125 grain FTX bullets, kind of like a ballistic tip, which is what Paul Harrell always said about them. And I decided I need to put some hollow points through here because this is an older gun. And sometimes with older guns, they don't feed hollow points very well. And so I want to make sure that this gun will feed hollow points. I just want to make sure, in case I want to use it for self-defense, I can feel confident that, you know, it'll cycle the hollow points. Obviously, I'm joking, right? I'm obviously trying to make a joke. It might not be very funny. If you're a new shooter, you might be a little confused. Revolvers don't feed ammunition like a semi-auto does. It's already loaded, the cylinder turns, and pretty much it doesn't matter what kind of projectile you put in there, a revolver doesn't care. Whereas sometimes with a semi-auto, it makes a difference whether it'll feed or not. That's why a lot of times you hear people talk about revolvers being more reliable than semi-autos. And there is some truth to that. Now, the other side of that, people will say, well, revolvers, when they do have a malfunction, it's catastrophic and the gun's out of service. And that's pretty well true, too. But those catastrophic malfunctions are very, very rare. Most of the time, if you've got a gun that's kept in good condition, you can pretty well trust a revolver to work. It's simple manual of arms. And the revolvers are great. I love them. I don't think they're obsolete. I think they work just as well now as they did back when they were invented. And if you choose to carry a revolver or use a revolver for self-defense, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, is there something great about having more rounds? Yes. No one ever said, I wish I had less rounds, right? So having a higher capacity pistol that holds more rounds, there's a benefit to that without a doubt. But there's just something really great about a revolver, something special about them. I just love them. So let's go out here and see if 125 grains going a lot faster can push around that plate out there the way that 45 was. Let's just see. Well, you got to hit it first. That moves it pretty good, doesn't it? I missed again, didn't I? I don't know where I'm going on this. As I said, I hadn't shot these guns in a long time. And the sights might not be just 100% on. So that may be something of an issue with it. Because a 6-inch barrel, you're probably going to be pretty accurate with that gun. Let's try it with the Python here. Go over here with the red plates again. Oh yeah. Got some power to it. Look at there. Yeah. It's a sweet gun. It really is. I'm more of a Smith & Wesson guy, but I'm going to go out here to 100 yards with the Colt Python. It seems to be hitting a little bit better than that Model 19. Shooting more where I want it to shoot, at least. Let's see if we can hit anything out here. Shouldn't have to hold up at all with a 357. Well, maybe I do. I saw that. Well, I think I'm still going a little low. I don't know where these are going. I am really shocked I'm not hitting that plate. Really shocked. Really disappointed. This isn't the kind of celebration I wanted. Let's try it with the 45. I may have to hold up a little more. Let's see. A little low. There we go. A little low. Still low. Yeah. That's a little better, ain't it? I'm going to try it with the Python. Just to be doing it. And then I guess my celebration's about to be enough because it's raining a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to get everything put up so I don't get all my cameras wet. Let's see if I can hit this one. Oh, there's one right there. Yeah. May not be able to duplicate it though. Well, I think that was close. Yeah, may not be able to. But that's all right. I'm gonna shoot some more of these holler points here out of the python. And I'll go ahead and shoot that as well. And then we'll call her done. I think we've celebrated pretty good now. All right. Yep, that point of impact must have changed. I think this sight has shifted too. I had a problem with that with the python. Yep. Yeah, it's all the way over on the left-hand side now. So, there we go. I had a problem with that in the first videos I did. I didn't realize the screw on top was actually a set screw, but I thought it was tight. But, you know, maybe not. And I remember now why I like that Garrison so much. That Garrison and, well, that python too. Because I've always loved my 19. My Model 19. Just think the sights are a little off. And, of course, I think the sights are off on the python now. That's one thing I didn't like about it. I don't like the way the sights are set up. And, but other than that, it's a great little gun. Well, it's not even that little. Decent sized gun, I guess you could say. But I'm getting rained on. My equipment's getting rained on. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to shoot their fireworks tonight or not. But we had a little bit of fireworks here. And I've celebrated the 4th. I've celebrated the American independence with some great American cartridges. Guys, I appreciate you coming out. God bless you. Y'all take care of yourselves. Enjoy your 4th of July and be safe. And we'll see you next time.